as I announced, I am live and I am talking about every single list building strategy I have ever used. And I don't think I have talked about this ever before. So this is really exciting. Now, if you are just joining me, which I see an I, which means you are just joining me. If you're just joining me, could you please take a moment to share this with your audience or with your friends? And even if you are joining in the replay, you can still share it with people, right? Now, there are two problems. Problem number one is that I am, hey Tracy, hi darling. Problem number one is that I am going to be taking down this training after 48 hours, which is kind of a bummer because isn't the whole idea of Facebook Live is that people can actually watch it whenever they want? Hey Joshua! Okay, now that Joshua is here, I'm going to ask him for a favor. So Joshua, could you be a sweetheart? You're already a sweetheart. But could you be a sweetheart and share this in 60-second persuasion, please, darling? If you could share it in 60-second persuasion, tell everyone to join this because you can only watch it now and for the next 48 hours, and then I am going to take it down. Why am I going to take it down? Because I'm going to put it in my membership community, which means that this will become a paid training. Hopefully, depends on how it turns out. I hope it turns out fine. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for a bit to make sure. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you so much. Ooh, thank you so much, darling, for sharing it. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so those of you who don't know about my business, just to kind of give you a little bit of a background. My name is Bushra Azhar. I'm the founder of the Persuasion Revolution, and I started my business about 2.5 years ago. I'm going to finish 3 years in July. So yeah, almost 2.5 years ago. And I like to say this. My religion is trial and error. Seriously, trial and error is my religion. So the best thing that I have ever done for my life, for my business, is to try new things. And I don't think that you can grow beyond a certain point unless you are willing to try on a few things and fail on a few things and then move on. And one of those areas is list building. So when I started my business, I started from absolute zero. Like literally there is no zero. I like to say it's sub-zero. I started from sub-zero. I had no list, no one knew me, no connections, absolute bloody nobody. And right now I'm sitting at about 32,000, I think about 32,000 subscribers. Now, the interesting thing about my list is not that I have 32,000 subscribers. That's a really small number compared to what a lot of other peers of mine have. So it's not a massive number. Thank you so much, Joshua. But the beauty of this list is that it has allowed me to create a list of buyers. So I don't just have a list of freebie hunters, list of subscribers, but I'm lucky enough to have a list of buyers. So about 20% of my list are buyers. And I think that's really what has allowed me to grow so quickly. Now, the biggest problem with list building is that people focus on the wrong things. They focus on this whole idea that you need to have a really big list and grow your list and focus on the list and all of that crap. And I want to share all of those experiments, the list building experiments that I did, and just so that you know that not all of those experiments actually turned out great. And I want to share those with you. So let's start with the very first thing that I did. Actually, I need to go back to my notes in order to do that. Okay, here are my notes. There are my notes. Okay. So the very first list building strategy that I used was guest blogging. And when you start from a place where you literally no one knows you, no one knows your name, you have zero credibility in the area where you're doing something, you have zero past experience, no certification, nothing, which I was. I did not have a degree in psychology. I'd never worked in psychology. I'd never had an online business, No one knew me. When you are starting from that point, I think the smartest thing that you can do is to actually do guest blogging. Thank you, Elspinia. Thank you, Wendy, so much. So the very best thing you can do is to do guest blogging. Now, if you want to get into guest blogging, I have a complete hack on this, and this is kind of a plug for Persuasion Hacks Lab. So if you're interested, you can join Persuasion Hacks Lab. It's persuasionhackslab.com/join. persuasionhackslab.com/join, and you can actually join Persuasion Hacks Lab. There's a complete hack on it on how to get into guest blogging. Now, this is not a comprehensive training. I'm just sharing my process of how to get into guest blogging. Now, what I did was, when I just started out, I did not have a website of my own. So what I did was I wrote a few articles around my topic on medium.com. And I'm going to talk about medium.com as a list building strategy also in a bit. But right now, I just want to talk about what I did there. So I wrote a few articles on medium.com. And I approached a lot of publications. I approached 12 publications, and I pitched them the idea of my guest post. And because I did not have a website and I did not have any credentials, I sent them the link to my medium.com article, because you have to send them some writing sample, right? So I sent them the link to my medium.com article. I got accepted in 9 of those 12 publications. And that's why my hack in Persuasion Hacks Lab is so powerful, because it gives an exact script, the exact script that I used when I pitched to those publications. So I used a certain script. It was not the typical, I want to pitch myself to your publication. Everyone sends the same boring old script, right? So I wrote a script that actually allowed me to kind of stand out, and I got accepted in 9 of those publications. And here's the kicker. I wrote 9 articles, all different articles, in 1 weekend. I sent them and I got published. Now, some of those publications were great, some of them were not so great, but that's the kicker. That's the kind of, that's how things work. Sometimes something works out, sometimes it doesn't work out. But just one of those guest posts, they got me, I think so far, at least 2,000, 3,000 subscribers from just that one guest post. And I also got my first paying client from that guest post. So do not discount the value of a guest post, not just as a list building opportunity, but also as an authority building opportunity. So great experience of guest blogging. The second thing that I did to grow my list was joint ventures. Now, joint ventures are beautiful little things because they allow you to scale quickly, especially when you're just starting out. So the key to doing joint ventures, and again, this is once more a pitch for the Persuasion Hacks Lab. So in Persuasion Hacks Lab, I have 3 hacks around joint ventures. So there is a hack that is actually an actual script, an actual word-for-word script that you can send to potential JV partners, right? You can send them to potential joint venture partners, and you can ask them to join you to do a joint venture with you. But most importantly, I want to also share my ethos and my criteria for choosing joint venture partners. Because see, the person that you do a joint venture with, that person is associated with your brand, and you don't want to end up choosing someone who devalues your brand, right? So joint ventures are super tricky, but they're also super useful. So make sure, if you want to get into joint venture partnership, very first thing that you need to be careful of is you choose the person who is aligned with your brand. They do not devalue your brand. And thing number 2 is they don't need to be super high profile, right? They need to be at the same level as you are. So when I did a joint venture, my list was 1,300 people, very small list, and the person that I did a joint venture with had also 1,300 people. But what happened was that together we ended up launching a product, and wait for it, I've talked about this before, well, we ended up selling 320 packages in 2 weeks. Granted, it was a low ticket item, it was only $47, but if I had only done it to my list, or if she had only done it to her list, it would not have been as powerful. But when we joined forces and did it together, not only did our list grow, we also ended up selling a lot of programs. So, how on earth did you write 12 articles in one weekend? I didn't write 12, I wrote 9, but I had them outlined before I pitched them. So when I pitched them, I had them outlined before. It was just a matter of kind of filling out that outline. So it's not that hard, and there were 9. Okay, so again, if you want to check out Persuasion Hacks Lab, there are 65 plus hacks, trainings, and scripts in Persuasion Hacks Lab. If you want to check it out, you can do that. There is a lot of focus on there are at least 3 hacks on joint ventures. So you can check it out. You can see my process and the script that I use. Thank you so much, Elsvinia. Your husband is so sweet. Thank you so much, darling. So you can check it out. It's persuasionhackslab.com/join. And if you are not aware of this, let me tell you this, but you can get access to every single thing that's in the PH Lab for $7. $7, that's it. $7. And you get access to 65 plus hacks, scripts, and mini trainings. Okay, next up is, actually I will need to come back to this later. So don't be so modest, it's still superhuman. Thank you, Alp. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Wendy. Okay, next up, Facebook groups. So when I just started out, I used Facebook groups extensively to grow my list. And the way I used Facebook groups was that it's really weird, but what I did was I identified about 6 to 8 groups that I wanted to hang out in. So I did not have like 40, 50 different groups. I just identified about, I think 4 to 6 groups, and I chose them based on, number one, the vibe of the group. I didn't want to choose a group of people who were just, bitey and bitchy and assholey to each other. I wanted them to be, pleasant and nice, not necessarily nice, but kind of pleasant and have a nice, fun vibe. And the second reason I chose them was because there was engagement. A lot of really big Facebook groups, they have 0 engagement. So I really wanted to choose a group that has engagement. And no, I did not worry about promo or no promo groups, because it does not matter whether the group is promo or no promo. What matters is how you show up in that group. So what I did was I started showing up in those groups, and the first thing that I did was I went to canva.com and I created about 20 different graphics with a tip on each graphic. So a simple graphic with a tip, and I called them Persuasion Shorts, and I created 20 of those. And I started sharing them on social media in all of those different groups with a little bit of a description of the tip, kind of expanding on the tip a little bit more. And those 20 lasted me a good 2-3 months, because you don't share them every day. But again, they have to be super solid. They have to be super impressive. You want people to kind of pay attention to them. They should not tune them out because they're like, I've seen this before. So created 20 of those, started sharing them in different groups on my own Facebook, on Twitter, all of those different places. The second thing that I did was I started going into communities, and I don't know, I think now communities are becoming more, Facebook groups are becoming even more anal, but they weren't this anal when I started. So what I did was I started giving people ask me anything, or basically free persuasion makeovers. And I would just go in and say, just drop a piece of copy that you're not comfortable with, and I'm going to give it a makeover. And I promise I actually spent 2 to 3 hours in a group just trying to make over every single piece of copy. And it's not like I would say, I'm going to inbox you, or I'm going to email you, or you email me, or you get on a list. No, all I'm saying is we'll stay in the group, we stay in the same thread. I'm not going to pitch you, drop a piece of copy, and I will make it over for you. I rewrote people's copy for them, and I posted it in the same thread, because when you post something in the same thread, you make over a piece of copy for that person. Not only are you telling the other person that you are good at what you do, or whatever you're doing, whatever advice you're giving, but you're also showing everyone anyone else in the community that you actually know your shit. And there is nothing better than actually showing that you know your shit by being in that community. So do that no matter what industry you're in. You can do that in every single industry, but do it in that group. Don't leave the group. Don't ask them to email you or inbox you or get on your email list. Those are all really sneaky tactics and they do not look good on you. Trust me on this. Okay. So how are we so far? People who are here, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Do I make sense? Do I not make sense? And if I do make sense, could you please take a moment to share this broadcast with others? Because that will be awesome. I would love to have more people join in before I can actually go on and ramble on. I have about 14 different list building strategies. So before I get on to the others, could you please take a moment? I think Tatiana, thank you so much, Tatiana. I think you just shared this with someone and I really appreciate this. Thank you, darling. Hi, Carolina. Just gonna take a drink of water. In the meantime, okay. Hey, Crystal. So in the meantime, let me know how you like it. You don't like it. You like, what is she talking about? You like, whatever. Let me know. And in the meantime, I'll take a sip of water. Okay. 12 arms. Give me multiple thumbs up. Give me multiple thumbs up. I need Alp multiple thumbs up. Thank you so much. Come say hi. We're not feeling too well today. We're feeling a little bit fluish today. Hey, Gina. We're feeling a little bit fluish today. Okay. So, hi, Gina. Okay, so, okay, yeah, they see your dress, but I think it's a bit short for you now. It's a bit small for you now. I think you need to also do this. Okay. So quick note here as well. I have 2 trainings in Persuasion Hacks Lab that are about Facebook groups. Number 1 is how to my best advice on growing your Facebook group and getting leads from Facebook groups. The other hack in Persuasion Hacks Lab is about getting your first 1,000 members if you want to create your own free Facebook community. So if you're interested, you can check out persuasionhackslab.com/join. Yes, that's all you gotta do. And just a reminder, you can join Persuasion Hacks Lab for $7. So it's like, super cheap. Anyway, okay, next thing that I tried and it did not work out. So I tried SlideShare. So everyone was like, oh, you know what? You should totally try SlideShare, and SlideShare is amazing and it has so many users. I tried SlideShare. Maybe I did not try it well enough. Maybe my slides sucked. I have no idea why, but I did not get any traction from SlideShare. So what I did was I took some of my blog posts that were already published on medium.com and I kind of repurposed them as slide decks, gave them a catchy title, put in the tags like everyone tells you to, and I uploaded them to SlideShare, but nothing happened. So that's one of those failed list building strategies that actually did not do anything for me. But I just had to share those. The other thing that I did was, again, it comes from some of the recommendations that people give for list building, was I actually, sorry, I'm so sorry. So another thing that I did was that I actually took, I actually featured some other entrepreneurs in my own blog post. So I wrote a blog post and I featured a few other entrepreneurs, and I then went to Twitter and I tagged them and I wanted to get them kind of involved in that conversation, get them all excited about the fact that I featured you. Crickets. Nothing happened. Everyone ignored me. So even the people that I actually featured, they totally ignored me. I was like, okay, no one cares. So that also was a failed experiment that did not work out. And honestly, to be really honest, I also did not feel great doing it, because even though I took the time and effort to look at their brand and kind of broke down the persuasion principles and kind of talked about the great things that they were doing when it comes to persuasion and the things that they were not going too well when it comes to persuasion, I don't think I did it because I can't just tell them they're all great, right? I need to be fair in my assessment. And because I was fair in that assessment, I don't think that a lot of people... Makeup. You didn't put on makeup, did you?
Yes, I did. Look at my eyes.
Why are you...
Look at my...
Don't! You're not feeling well and you're putting on makeup. Go wash your face.
No.
You're not feeling makeup. Thank you so much, Lisa. That's not a wall. That is a shower curtain.
Wallpaper.
Shower curtain, plastic material taped to the wall. It's not a wallpaper.
It's a easier version.
It's a plastic wallpaper. This is not a wallpaper. This is a shower curtain.
Huh?
Yes. Here they go. See. Okay, so but I'm glad you like it. But I wish I could say that this is a wall that I painted, or I had my interior designer come and paint it. But I'm sorry, that's not true. This is taped to the wall, and it's taped.
It's brick.
Or it's not. I wish I could say it's brick, but it's not.
Brick painted.
Brick painted.
Painted again.
Should we just tell them it's brick painted?
But they already know now.
Okay, maybe I can pretend I was lying.
Yeah, she was lying.
Isa, feel better. Okay, she is cute. Yes, she is. She takes after her mom. You actually put on the same eyeshadow as me.
I put classic.
Why?
Cause
Okay. So, next up.
But I didn't put lipstick. I put my lip balm.
Okay. Hand painted by French versions. Okay. So next up, the thing that I tried was interviews. So one of the things so I love Gary Vaynerchuk, but one of the things that I learned from him, that's her lip gloss, lip balm or something. So one of the things that I learned from him, and he talked about in this video, and it really resonated with me, and I was like, you know what, he makes sense. I have to do more of this. Okay, they see it. Which was this whole idea of saying yes to everyone who wants to interview you, for example. And his logic was that even if that one person has one person watching them, you have one new potential fan. So I said yes to a ton of interviews. Anyone who would reach out to me and say, we want to interview you, or we want you on something, or for an interview, either written or print or something, I would say yes. I would literally say yes to everyone. Now, the reason it did not work out was because most people are not really using their content for a lot of, they're not really leveraging their content. And a lot of that is not even high quality content. So for example, I would jump on an interview and the person is not prepared. He or she has no idea who I am or my website, and they would just expect me to carry the whole interview. And that's why I think a lot of the interviews that I did, they were not high quality. I think they were not the best, and they did not get me a lot of leads at all, actually. And to be fair, that is the reason really why I am I'm becoming super careful of what interviews I give. I also have very limited time because of my time zone. I literally only have 2 or 3 hours a day that I can actually give to an interview or a potential collaboration or something. And I would only want to do it if it makes total sense. So because so far I haven't had great results from interviews, because unfortunately a lot of people don't really leverage their content to the full effect, which you suffer, because even though you show up for the interview, you give it your best shot, but no one gets to know about the interview. Okay, next up, summits. Same thing as interviews. I did a lot. Okay, yeah, you're very cute.
You can wear this one.
Okay, I can wear this one. Yeah, okay, we can both do this. Okay, yeah. So,
You're sweating.
yes, my daughter is stealing the show. What's wrong with her? The other thing that I want to kind of talk about, especially when it comes to interviews, is also now I get a lot of interview requests. And even though I end up saying no to most of them, the fact that I don't respond to half of those interview requests is because even when you reach out to an interview, you reach out to someone for an interview request, the script or the email is so impersonal that the person that you're sending it to, even if they want to say yes, they won't, because it's so impersonal. Thank you so much. Hey, Mian. Now I know your name. Mian. Hey, Mian.
What does it say? Mayan.
So again, it's not Mayan, it's Mian. Her name is Mian. So again, a plug for Persuasion Hacks Lab. If you're interested, there are scripts in Persuasion Hacks Lab that allow you to approach influencers for interviews, so they can actually get back to you, because most of the pitches and requests for interviews that I receive are so impersonal and so generic, and they honestly don't make me feel special. And those who do, I would actually get back to you because I feel obliged to. Even if I don't say yes, I will get back to you because I feel obliged. And those are the kind of emails that you should be sending if you want people to interview, if you want to interview influencers. Next tactic that I use is summits. So I did a lot of summit interviews. Same thing as interviews. I did a lot of summit participations in the beginning. I would show up, anyone who would approach me and say, you know what, you want to come speak at our summit? I was like, yes, I will. So I was kind of staying on that, taking that advice from Gary Vee. Not the greatest experience. Again, for summits, I did not get a lot of traction. I got, I would say, per summit, I would probably get, say, 40, 50, 60 subscribers, which honestly is not, yes, she's on with her own stuff. And
Mama,
yes.
I learned division.
Okay, can we finish this and then we can talk about division? Yeah, okay.
Mama.
Her daughter Molly is waving to you.
Hi.
Hi, Molly.
Hi, Molly. Mama,
Yes, Dab.
do yours.
Okay. So yes. Okay. So yes, summits were not the best list building strategy for me as well. Simply because, again, same thing. I don't think a lot of people put in as much effort and energy into promoting their content or even creating their content as should be the case. And that's really the reason. Yeah, she has her own show while I do my own thing. People are laughing at us. Okay, next up.
Well, I don't care because it's your channel, whatever.
Okay. Her daughter says she cannot do the dab.
Oh, well,
Even I can do dab.
poor Molly.
Okay. Next thing that I did was group giveaways. Group giveaways were actually one of those things that I wasn't expecting to get me a lot of traction, but they did. So group giveaways are things where you basically you put lotion on my hair. Group giveaways are things where you found me through a summit. So, okay, so man, it's not that bad. And I would revise my opinion on summits. So group giveaways are where basically a lot of people pitch in and you would kind of give away one of your paid trainings or something, and from there you basically kind of everyone grows their list from that giveaway. And I've done a bunch of giveaways. A few of them got great results, a few of them didn't, but all in all, I think I would actually give giveaways a thumbs up. So if you are considering starting a group giveaway or you want to be a part of a group giveaway, I think it's a good strategy. If executed well, I think it's a really good strategy. The next thing that I did was Facebook Lives. Facebook Live has been great to grow lists. So what I would do is I would get on a Facebook Live and I would talk about whatever random topic, and then I would just basically, once the video is done, I would boost that video for say $5, and that has gotten me a lot of results versus purely running Optin ads. So even though it's kind of a Facebook ads, I think because it's a Facebook Live, it did much better than just a purely video ad on Facebook. So I love Facebook Lives. Even if you don't have budget for Facebook ads or boosting posts, totally use Facebook Live. Just go live every single day or twice a week or thrice a week and talk about a topic, give great tips.
Nothing is thrice.
Nothing is thrice.
You said thrice.
Thrice. You can say thrice, twice or thrice. Yeah, you can. Okay, so next up, my own giveaways, individual giveaways. Hands down, one of the fastest way to grow your list is through giveaways. I love giveaways. There is an actual full blog post and video training on my website on giveaways. So if you want to go check it out, I don't have the link right now, but you can just Google the persuasionrevolution.com giveaways and you will. Jani, I can't talk because, yes. Don't be sad. Don't be sad. So you can check it out. You can check out that blog post. It's free. I basically talk about how what plugin I used, what system I used, how I chose what to use for giveaways. But giveaways, hands down, one of the fastest way to grow your list. If you choose the right thing for the giveaway, I think they are absolutely fantastic. Next up that I use, thank you so much for all those hearts. Oh my God, thank you. She's giving me hearts, not to you, to me.
Stop!
Okay, next up, Reddit. Reddit is one of those places that I use to grow my list, and it backfired spectacularly because even though it grew my list super fast, it was all super low quality leads. So those of you who are not aware of Reddit, Reddit is a place where all those cynical 20-year-olds who are angry at the world, they go to hang out. So I use that place to share some of my freebies, some of my guest posts, and because the audience is really receptive to things that are online, they came to my website, they got on my email list. I got my first 500 subscribers.
Jamia, thank you.
Thank you. I got a ton of subscribers from Reddit, but again, all of those are super low quality because they're not gonna buy. They're just there because they want to, I don't know, laugh at your miserable life or something. Okay, next thing that I did was medium.com. So I use medium.com as a way to blog, so I could send those links to when I was pitching for guest posting, but I also use medium.com as an alternative place to blog. So that did really well, in the sense that once you write for medium.com, and I wrote for medium.com, I also submitted my blog from Medium to certain collections. I got picked up by some really solid collections, and that got me a lot of subscribers, that got me a lot of clicks, that got me a lot of leverage right off the bat. So I love medium.com. I think it's a beautiful place to blog. Even if you're blogging on your own website, you can also take a moment. I don't do it now, but I love doing it. Just take a moment to take that blog post and also put it on medium.com. I think it's a great platform. Hey Michelle, hi darling. Okay, next up, LinkedIn blogs. LinkedIn blogs are also super effective. Again, same thing, similar to medium.com. When you write something on your website, take a moment to copy it from there, publish it on LinkedIn Pulse as a blog post. So publish it on LinkedIn platform, publish it as a blog post on on LinkedIn.com, and then share it within the groups in LinkedIn. Did really well to get traction, both for my corporate blog and for the Persuasion Revolution. And the best thing, if you decide to join Persuasion Hacks Lab, which is again a plug for this, persuasionhackslab.com/join, there is this absolutely fantastic training. There is this absolutely fantastic training on persuasive blogging that is absolutely going to change your life when it comes to blogging. So if you decide to join Persuasion Hacks Lab, there is a hack on persuasive blogging. There is a hack on creating your marketing and promotion plan that is literally going to change every single thing that you've ever done in your business when it comes to list building. That should be right as your SEO goes down. It used to be the case elsewhere. It's not the case anymore, because now Google has become so smart that it can identify what places are blogging platforms. So if it's a blogging platform, like Facebook Notes, for example, or LinkedIn Pulse, for example, or medium.com, then duplicate content is not counted as duplicate content. It used to be the case before, but now it's not the same thing anymore, especially because I don't worry as much about the SEO of your website as I worry about getting people to your opt-in, right? So whether they read me on LinkedIn, or they read me on my website, or they read me on medium.com, I don't care, as long as they read me and they click to my opt-in and get on my email list. So honestly, that SEO thing, it used to be the case that Google will penalize you, but not anymore, because they've become smarter. They know that it's a blogging platform. Okay. Next up, Facebook Notes, very similar to LinkedIn blogs, Facebook notes, absolutely fantastic ways. If you're just starting out, you don't have a huge following, then an absolutely great way is to publish Facebook notes, set them at public, and ask your friends to share your Facebook notes. Great way. Also, the beauty of Facebook notes and all these other blogging platforms is that you can put the link to your opt-in in those notes. So put a link to your opt-in in a Facebook note and ask people to share it. I did a lot of that as well. Again, excellent for gaining traction, excellent for getting in front of people, especially when you don't have an audience. I got great results from that. Next up is, okay, I'm just gonna wrap this up because I've been talking forever. So next up is affiliates. Affiliates to grow your list. I have used affiliates in 3 of my products, not all of the launches, but 3 of my products, and they may not be as great at getting the sale, not always, but they're really good at getting getting you to grow your list. So what happened with all of these affiliates that I did was that I would send them, I would ask them to send their people to a webinar. So they would ask their people to sign up to my webinar, which grew my list. And it was really amazing because even if they came to the webinar and they decided to buy, great, I get the sale. But even if they don't decide to buy, now they're on my list and I can always sell them something else. So beautiful way to grow your list. Affiliates are great. And again, if you want to join the Persuasion Hacks Lab, there is a script in Persuasion Hacks Lab that basically where you can send it to potential affiliates, asking them to join to become an affiliate for you. And there's also a hack in Persuasion Hacks Lab that shows you how to choose the right affiliates for your product, where to find them, how to approach them, how to ask them to join you, how to decide what to pay them. So the hack basically covers all of this. If you're interested, you can check out persuasionhackslab.com/join. Hey Margie. Okay, next up is Facebook ads. That's the last one, and that's my absolute favorite. I think I have really scaled my business with Facebook ads, because before Facebook ads, on average, I would probably get maybe 10, 20, if I'm really lucky, maybe 30 subscribers a day. But once you start using Facebook ads, and once you know that Facebook ads is just another investment in your business, just as you would put money in a new computer, or you would put money in a new office fixture, you would put money in a new team member, just like that, Facebook ads is an investment into your money, investment into your business, because the more you put, the more you make, right? The more money you put in Facebook ads, the more people you get into your list, and the more people you can sell to, and therefore you have more money, right? So once you embrace that, and once you start setting aside Facebook ad as an ongoing business expense or business investment, I think a lot of your everything changes for you, really. And if you're scared of Facebook ads and you're like, oh my God, where do I start? I don't even know where to start. Then you can also, in Persuasion Hacks Lab, there is one of the most comprehensive trainings on Facebook ads you will ever come across. It is called, actually there are 2 Facebook ads trainings, but you can go check it out. And for added benefit, if you're just starting with Facebook ads and you really want to get people quickly on your list and then turn them quickly into buyers, then my recommendation is to get people to sign up to a webinar, because once you get them to a webinar, it is far easier to sell to them, right? So again, in Persuasion Hacks Lab, there are at least 7 trainings on webinars, everything from how to get people to register for your webinar, how to get people to show up your webinar live, how to structure your webinar, how to conduct your webinar, how to pitch at your webinar. Every single aspect is covered in a different hack in Persuasion Hacks Lab. So definitely check it out, because for me, Facebook ads with webinars has been the best thing that I've done for my business. Not just in terms of list building, but also in terms of creating a list of buyers, because just creating a list of subscribers, it doesn't really do anything, right? But creating a list of buyers is what fuels a business. And Facebook ads with webinars really is the best way to do that. Thank you, Donna. She says, I love PH Labs almost as much as I love you. Thank you so much, darling. I love you too. Okay. So we'll wrap this up. Just a reminder that I'm going to pull this training down in 48 hours. So if you want to watch it, if you want to share it, you can do that now. So people will love you forever and ever, because I just gave you so much of free information. If you're interested in joining Persuasion Hacks Lab, you can do that for $7. And you get access to 65 plus trainings, hacks, and scripts that you can use. You can go to persuasionhackslab.com/join, and you get access to every single thing that's in the lab right off the bat. I don't do drip feeding because we're not babies, right? Why do we have to drip feed someone? There is no drip feeding. You can get access to everything that you need for only $7, and you can check it out right away if you want. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. I am so grateful to have you, and this looks absurd. She's gone. Now I can take it off. Ha ha. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Natalia. Thank you so much, Carrie. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And thank you so much, Alp. You are so nice. Thank you so much. Saying PH Lab is a single smart investment you can make for your business. Amazing. And this is coming from someone who's a total course snob. You are a course snob. Actually, you're a snob in so many ways. You're a food snob, and you are a course snob, and you are a, I don't even know, snob in so many ways. Thank you, Gina. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Carolina. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Carolina. Okay, there are 2 Carolinas and Carolinas. Oh my God. Oh my God, now I'm confused. Okay, now this chick has to go and cook because house duties never end. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.